If you're spending, I don't know, 2, maybe even 3 hours every single day just matching M-Pesa messages to customer orders, then this explainer is absolutely for you. We are going to break down the real, hidden costs of all that manual tracking and show you exactly how you can get that time back. All right, let's just dive right in.
Seriously, just take a second and think about it. Last week, was it 5 hours? 10? Maybe you don't even want to count because, let's be honest, the number is just too painful to look at. Well, if your answer is way too many, then you are in exactly the right place.
So what if I told you that you could save over 60 hours every single month? And no, that's not some exaggeration. That's real time you could be pouring back into growing your business, talking to your customers, or, maybe just taking a well-deserved break. Let's see how that's even possible.
Okay, so first up, we need to look at the daily reality for so many small and medium-sized businesses. It's a process I'm sure you know all too well, and it probably looks a little something like this.
You know the sound. That little notification pops up on your phone. Confirmation, you have received KES 3500. And for just a split second, it feels great, right? But that feeling, it fades pretty fast when you realize the easy part is over, and now all the manual, tedious work is about to begin.
And here's where it gets crazy. It's how these steps just compound. Think about it. For one single payment, you're scrolling through your phone, trying to find the right SMS, copying that super long transaction code, switching apps to your Excel sheet or notebook, finding the customer, marking it paid, then you have to update your inventory, and then finally message the customer back. That's 7 steps. That can take anywhere from 8 to 12 minutes for one payment. Now imagine you're doing that 20 times a day. It's a nightmare.
That daily grind, it has a very real cost. And trust me, it's a lot higher than you probably think. So let's move on and actually calculate what this process is costing your business in hard numbers.
Okay, so let's just do some quick math here. Let's be conservative and say you spend 2.5 hours a day on this. Well, that adds up to a staggering 75 hours every single month. That is almost 2 full work weeks. Just gone. Wasted on pure administrative drag.
Now, let's put a price tag on that time. If we value your time or your staff's time at a pretty conservative KES 1,000 per hour, well, that 75 hours translates directly to 75,000 shillings in lost value. Every month. That's money that could be going into marketing, new products, or your team.
But here's the thing, it's not just about lost time, it's about lost revenue. This is a real story from a real business. They lost 120,000 shillings in a single year, simply because their manual records were such a mess they couldn't sort out payment disputes with customers. You see, an SMS message just isn't a reliable record when things get complicated.
And the costs just keep piling up beyond that. We're talking about payments you miss because they get buried in your SMS inbox, those frustrating back and forths with customers, and a team that is just burned out from spending their weekends trying to reconcile the books. Honestly, this is the stuff that holds your business back. You just can't scale when every single payment takes this much manual effort.
Okay, so that is the problem, and it is a big one. But there is a much better way to do this. So let's pivot and take a look at the solution, the automated alternative.
This slide right here, this is the whole game. Just look at this comparison. Over 10 minutes of your life becomes less than 30 seconds. 7 manual steps become 0 manual steps. And that constant risk of human error, copy-paste mistakes, marking the wrong order as paid, it's gone. Replaced by 100% accuracy. The difference is just, it's night and day.
So what is M-Pesa Automation really? Look, it's not some crazy complex tech. It's simply a system that does all that boring work for you. The second a payment comes in, the system grabs it, matches it to the right customer, and updates everything. Your sales records, your inventory, your accounting, instantly. All of it done.
Now, you're probably asking yourself, okay, that sounds great, but is this really for my business? Am I at the point where I actually need this? Let's break down exactly who this is for.
This is for you if any of these points sound even vaguely familiar. If you're handling more than 10 M-Pesa payments a day, that manual work is already a huge drain on your time. If you've ever lost a payment record, spent a Saturday trying to make the numbers add up, or if you feel like you can't even take a day off because you're the only one who knows the system, yep, you've hit the breaking point. It is definitely time to automate.
So, how do you get there? It's probably a lot more accessible than you think. In this final section, we're going to lay out a super clear path to help you get started.
Actually, this whole week we're doing a complete deep dive on M-Pesa Automation. Think of it as your free guide. We'll compare the processes in more detail, we'll look at some do-it-yourself options that are free or cheap, then we'll explore when it's time to invest in professional tools, and we'll wrap it all up with a real-world case study. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of it.
And I know what you're thinking. What about the cost? Well, the return on your investment here is incredibly fast. Let's do some really quick math. If automating saves you, say, 60,000 shillings in value each month, and a one-time setup is somewhere around 35,000, well, the system pays for itself in less than 1 month. Everything after that is pure profit and reclaimed time.
So we're going to end with this question for you. Now that you've seen the 75 hours lost, the 75,000 shillings in wasted value, and all those hidden costs of frustration and stalled growth, how much is your time really worth? Are you ready to stop spending it on manual tracking and start investing it where it really matters, in building your business?